Dave has finally returned after a diplomatic fallout with Ethiopia as he was searching for the lost children of the goddess Bahale. So now we can finally get together and celebrate the year that was the 2023 Make Fantasy Football Great Again season. That stuff. And honestly, some of the new designs. The black and the Saints.
So officially given up on Casey Hill, I'm sorry. Welcome to the Chuck and Dave Pod.
I am Charles.
And I am David.
Welcome to the pod.
Welcome to the podcast. Cheers! It is award season. It is the official last pod of the season.
Indeed it is.
A little bittersweet.
It's been a long journey. From now, it's been
a long
8
journey
weeks since the beginning.
It's true.
I like the background keeps changing to such color.
Yeah.
Whimsical.
We got Sam. We got Josh. We got Andrea.
Sam,
Sparkling grape juice. This is Prosecco, my friend.
This is grape juice. Actually, it's apple cider.
You know, I get a bottle of like sparkling wine or champagne from my boss like every year for Christmas, and I've used it both times on the pod because I don't really like champagne or sparkling wine. It gives me a headache.
Nobody actually likes champagne,
but it's worth it.
It's worth it because you're worth it.
Yeah.
So you've had quite the adventures these last 2 weeks. I know. Lots
of
traveling.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some music playing now.
Yeah. I don't know if I like this music, but
oh, we got Jordan even.
I know. Chill hop. Yeah, it's been a journey. Gone to 3 continents, 17 countries.
It's been crazy.
I was shoved in 3 trunks.
Oh.
Sold to 7, maybe 8 warlords. I'm not 100% sure.
How many were you saved by Liam Neeson?
He came twice. John Wick once.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, one of the warlords killed his dog and stole his car, so he came.
Yeah. That'll do it. Well, we're just glad you finally made it back for at least a small amount of time to celebrate the season.
Yeah.
What a season. I would say that this season was probably the most had the most contention in it of any season that we've had.
Yep. Definitely the most contentious.
Me and you have talked a little bit about kind of the rising competitiveness and passion for certain things.
Definitely.
Lately. Certainly opinions have become stronger, and I look very forward to our owners meeting to dole out some thoughts.
My hope for the owners meeting is that we can basically like write the Constitution, as it were, in the fact that it's like whenever we have these, we can go back and be like, well, because of the owners meeting of 2024, you can't complain about this anymore.
Should probably tell it to automatically destruct every so many years. It'd like go back and redo everything.
It's true.
Passion for trades definitely developed in Dave's trade-riddled mind.
Hey, I had a passion for trades when we completed the very first trade last year on the pod. It's thrilling, exciting.
It was exciting. I am a big fan of trades.
Yes.
Fan of trades that do not involve draft picks.
Yes, you are.
My trade did involve draft picks. So the biggest thing, of course, was we had championship week.
We did.
We wrapped up our season. We did not have any games that were canceled, so we didn't have to worry about figuring out how to score points this year. It was just everybody's score laid out there. I believe, if I remember correctly, the championship came down to the last game still. I think going into Sunday night, it was still feasible that either one could win, if I remember.
Yeah, there was a little bit. Yeah.
It quickly stopped being that way, but it started.
Yes.
That way on things. So let's break it down, and let's start with probably the biggest game. That was the 7th place game.
Yeah.
Between the Fighting Fergals and presumably the last time we will have the name McRibbed for her pleasure.
Her pleasure. Oh, yeah. The cursed name.
Now, I have to say, 142, man.
Dude. Disappointing. Not because I scored 142, but because I finally scored 142 points, and it only took me for a meaningless game to do so. Would have helped in the last game, week 14.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't have changed your playoff fortunes. It would have just.
No, but it would have been nice to end on a hot note rather than I will say Harrison Butker, one of my trade acquisitions, 30 points. Cheers to him.
He certainly helped you there. Fine. I'm trying to get somewhere on here, and I cannot. Doesn't seem to be. Looks like the pages have been changed a little bit on things here.
You gotta scroll back.
Nah, I'm trying to get to my history, and I cannot access it like I normally. Things just look different all of a sudden, I guess, since the end of the season. I don't want to spend too much time floating through that on here. But I was trying to go back and see, when was the last time you scored 140 points?
Probably last year sometime, maybe.
That's what I was thinking. It's possible you didn't even score that much last year ever.
I can.
Normally it lets me like.
Yes, you guys saw it, and I did catch it. Only a little bit got on my chair.
Did you spill it?
Yeah, like slipped out of my hand, but I caught it. Spilled a little on my.
I was looking too hard for my my history.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, they did. You're right. They did change stuff.
I finally got it. All right, let's look here. 2022, Dave's high score. Any bets? Fists of McFlurry. You scored a 145 in week 9 against Sam to win, and you scored a 143 in week 13 against Jordan to win.
Okay.
So you did it twice last year.
Well, did it once in a meaningless game.
But, I mean, maybe this is some momentum as you go forward to get you ready for next year with your embarrassment of riches.
Yeah, we'll see.
133. Why did Sam write that?
I don't know.
Please fix the crooked bow tie.
It's good.
It's not crooked at all. It's perfect. The guy's been through a lot the last couple of weeks. All right.
Yeah, come on. You're lucky I even was able to put enough makeup on to cover all the bruises on my face from all the beatdowns.
So
get a couple veneers in.
I apologize for getting us off of it. Kara also had a very solid game. 120 points. Yep. Normally going to be enough. Certainly one of her better performances. Both of you guys waited. I think those 2 bye weeks really helped you sit the team down, talk over some new strategies and things. So, yeah, she ends up finishing in 8th place for the first time. And Dave avoids finishing in 8th place.
I avoided finishing in 8th place, even though...
You're the 8th seed. You get the draft pick, but you avoided finishing 8th place.
I won my Pro Bowl.
You won your Pro Bowl. So then the next game up, we had the Polecats versus the Destroyers, and this was a pretty lackluster game.
Yeah.
The Polecats, not good. Really, the end of my season was pretty awful. My bye week, both playoff performances. If you remember correctly here, if you take out last year when I won 2 playoff games, I've lost 7 in a row postseason.
Really?
Yeah. So in the last 9 postseason games, the only 2 I've won were when I went and won the championship.
Well, you won the ones that counted.
Well, I didn't win them this time. We could have counted. So 1 seed to 4th place. Not
perfect, not great.
You want.
Wait, so is this still now like we've never had a 1 seed win the championship?
No. 2021 and 2022, a 1 seed ran the championship.
Oh yeah, you won.
I won and Jordan won from the first seed prior.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I think I'm not the first 1 seed to finish 4th. Who else has? Sam did it back in 2018 when he had an amazing 11-3 season, and at that point was this gold standard of point scoring, and then he lost both games in the playoffs to finish in 4th. So there's a proud tradition of having a very strong regular season crumble apart into dust. But the biggest thing is Jalen Hurts didn't get bad, but he stopped 30 points.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce just became a bad play. He went from being otherworldly to a bad tight end pick. And then obviously I just had lots of problems right at the end. I thought it was a good start. My Thursday night game with Cleveland popped up 17 points. I was looking forward to it, but then what was it going to take? Alex popped up a 144. His team was on fire. Everybody over there was scoring well.
Yep.
ETN really helped him this year.
Yeah. ETN, even when Tyreek wasn't playing his best, it didn't really matter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that brings us to the championship performance.
Championship.
Which ended up being almost exactly what Jordan predicted.
Yeah.
He just had a good turnout. The only thing that really didn't work for him was maybe George Kittle and Rashad White, but it didn't really matter because Adams put up a 30, which you certainly couldn't count on. His kicker put up 13. McCaffrey was pretty well held in check, but Mixon put up a 17.
Yep.
He got done when he needed to. Of course, the Blue Golds got their trade acquisition, giving him a 39 plus a 29 in Kyron Williams. I don't know how he could not pick Williams as his keeper.
Yeah, and we'll get to that, but yeah, I think that's a good pick.
But yeah, he just had some.
Yes, you could hang on to Jamar Chase too, I guess.
He had some bad showings from Smith and Chase and Pollard and Gibbs and Ferguson, so his team got beat up towards the end too. But his first time making the championship performance is just good to be there sometimes.
My only thought with Kyron, and we can get to this later, but I just wanted to finish my thought is this a Dameon Pierce situation where
sophomore slump?
Yeah,
maybe
he was I think he drafted Kyron really late, or he picked him up.
He picked him up. He'd be a 14th round.
Just kind of he's definitely valuable. He's definitely got the value. He's definitely worth a 14th round pick. It's a steal.
Well, anybody's worth a 14th round pick.
But I should say it's a steal at 14.
But the Rams used to have Akers, who was amazing, and then all of a sudden he just stopped.
Yeah.
So it's hard to. You never know.
Yeah, it's hard.
Never know year to year.
Yep.
So big congratulations to Jordan and Appalachian White Lightning.
Yeah.
Winning the championship. I look forward to how small you had to make the print to fit it on the nameplate. That one.
Yeah, I'm curious how it's going to work out. I may have had to. Did I have to put it on 2 lines? I can't remember. But
I know, and of course, great year for the Blue Golds, finishing second, their highest finish ever. The Destroyers in their debut year, taking 3rd place, is very, very good. The Polecats, not where they were hoping to finish in 4th. Nincompoops taking 5th place. Got real lucky in the middle of the year. Wasn't able to propel them through the playoffs. You had the Jackals, who were able to more or less coast into the playoffs based on 2 other teams being much worse, and then turned out just the way we thought it would have. And then the Burgles, 7th seed, but 8th place. Just a rough year for both Burgles and the Pleasures. It was very rough years to watch. And hopefully you finally get out of your doldrums.
It's hope.
Surely it can't happen 4 years in a row.
Surely. Let's hope.
It would be worse because even the blue gold Bulldogs of 2018, 19, and 20 only got 3 years of terribleness.
Yeah. We'll see.
We will see.
I think my prospects are pretty high. I got a lot of capital. I got a lot of chances. So that's all we can really hope for.
All right. Well, let's get talking about the awards.
All right. Did you want to start off with all of mine?
Did I want to start off with your awards?
No. Did we want to start with mine?
I don't have.
Not with the awards, but sounds good. Well, obviously we have our league champion. I got a nameplate coming, and this will get shipped off to Jordan. So
I can attest it was a very high quality.
Yeah, very nice.
That would look good on a mantle if a wife would allow it.
He likely won't be last. It's gonna be me. Josh thinks he's gonna. Whoa, Mr. Positivity, what's going on?
That's Jordan, man.
We gotta. Oh yeah, it's three corners weekly. Hey, I'm here. LOL.
Yeah, we've got like everybody except Todd now.
Yeah.
Must be a real good Star Trek episode on.
Yeah, there's a really good Star Trek episode on tonight. That or Magnum PI.
It's going back on our mantle for a few weeks to relive the glory years.
We got to relive the glory years. I mean, hopefully, Chuck, eventually you get like 3 of them, and then you put them in those glass cylinders like the Green Bay Packers have, so people can't touch them. Well, every time somebody walks into your living room, there's like
right there, yeah.
There's they're professionally lit, and then the Hall of Fame music hits.
Well, there'll be sensors on them, so when someone gets close, the lights turn on, and the Lombardi Trophy music plays. All night long, whenever the cats are going through, you're just gonna hear bum bum ba bum bum bum.
All right, well,
you got that Christmas idea.
Let's start with the awards. So, I got a few awards for those who have been around.
I will.
You'll be getting these in the mail, but right now I've got them digitally uploaded. So
these have all been chosen from the Chuck and Dave pod, but they are approved by Supreme Chancellor Josh.
Yes. So first off, didn't want the full screen. There we go. We got the Wheelin' and Dealin' Award. This award goes to the person who made the most moves in the 2023 season, and as you can see, it is Alex Petrulis.
Alex, I didn't want to drop this out there because I didn't want you to just be doing it for a record. But you came so close. The all-time record for most waiver moves is 35.
Whoa!
You did 34.
You could have just...
Two more. Anybody dropped
one of his 6 quarterbacks.
It was very close to a league record, but now you know for next year that's your goal. 36 moves. And Dave would like them to be all trades. 36 trades.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
That is that's a prestigious award, and he got very close. I think I had 33.
Yeah, you had 33. Like I was like, if you wanted to, you could just start doing some random moves.
I did make a swap in the last game, but I didn't want to just make a move for the sake of moves, since I am the record holder anyway. You know.
Trophy yellow smiling. I'm not 100% sure what that is, Sam.
It's a smiling yellow trophy, I assume.
I guess. I don't know. All right. Well, our next award is in the same vein. This is called the Never Wavering Award.
You need a copy of your signature.
This is a perfect copy of your signature, Josh. I think that's
Josh Keller.
Wait, the image doesn't show? No, it did not show. I'm sorry, Sam. Unless it showed on YouTube. Oh, it showed on YouTube. I see it on YouTube. You have to understand we're using a non-YouTube overlay here, Sam. So I use Restream, so it didn't show up on the Restream. All right, so the next one, Never Wavering Award. This goes to the person who did the least amount of moves in the season, and that goes to Kara and the Fighting Fergals.
Yes.
She made 5 moves.
Which honestly beats her last year 4 moves.
She did 1 more move than last year. So congrats, Kara.
Yeah. There was a year she did 10.
Wow.
But otherwise, her average is 4 or 5. So 5. That is tough to only do 5 moves. That is a serious commitment to sticking with your draft players.
I just want to see if I can figure out.
What were her 5 pickups? Obviously, the trade counts as 1.
Yep. So
you only did 4 waiver moves.
Her first one, she picked up Gus Edwards after she had put
week 1, right?
Yep, after she put what's his face? Yep. Put her over the top. Yep. CJ Stroud she picked up and dropped Daniel Jones.
That was a good move.
Yep. She picked up okay, so I'm assuming the Gus Edwards was not considered a move, just the pickup free agent. Because
still a move though. Is it only a move if you drop someone?
I think so.
Oh.
Because I'm looking at it, and because she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, including the trade, plus a drop by Kyle Pitts. So,
interesting.
Yeah. So then she picked up Isaiah Pacheco and dropped Gus Edwards, like a month later. Then she picked up Christian Kirk and dropped Jahan Dotson.
Probably.
Picked up Riley Patterson and dropped Young Hoo Koo.
And she rode Patterson all the way, even when he didn't have a team anymore.
Yeah. And then the trade, the Debo for Amon-Ra St. Brown trade. So.
Well, congratulations to 2 years in a row of never wavering. That is some serious commitment.
Serious. I mean, and it's like, it was close-ish. My dad only had 9. I think Sam only had 8. So, I mean, like, there were some single-digiters.
Kara, all time, has 29 waiver moves.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys outbeat her just all time.
So, she averages 4.8 waiver moves a year. So, she was right in the pocket there.
That's pretty...
obviously, Alex has the highest right now with 34 because he's going to play 1 year.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I have averaged 25.8 waiver moves.
Sure.
And then most everybody, Dave, you're at 13, Jordan at 11, Josh at 16, Todd at 11. Sam waivers only about 6 times a year.
Wow.
Why don't we go through all 34 moves? Yes.
Yeah. All right. So our next one is started from the bottom. So this goes to the player who had the biggest comeback season, one who improved the most since last season.
Really, we could call this the comeback owner of the year.
Comeback. And Jordan, going on trend, went from 8th place to 1st place.
I'll tell you what. Say what you want about Jordan. Say that I hated the trades. Say whatever. He lives on the edge.
Yeah.
If he ain't first, he's last.
There's no in between.
For next year.
If
he finishes better than 5th next year, he's probably going to be the winner of the most waiver moves too. wheeling and dealing award in order to get up there.
He's gonna have to be.
He's gonna trade for he'll have 2030's first round already gone.
Jordan. Well,
that's an accomplishment. They're going from 8th to 1st. That really shows you that getting those early draft spots are absolutely infallibly the best thing that can ever happen.
It gives poor schmucks like me hope.
It does indeed. We saw how much Sam benefited from the first pick too. Put him all the way up to 6th.
Fifth place. Well, this goes hand in hand, and Jordan won this award last year with Fall from Grace because he went from 1st to 8th. And this award is going to the commish. It actually was a tie because both Josh and Kara both lost 4 spots. Kara went from 3rd to 7th, and Josh went from 2nd to 6th.
So
but
you went by seeding rather than final positioning?
Yeah, I kind of decided to do. Yeah, I guess you're right. So I mean, I guess with the seed, technically, final position, Kara would be this, but. Yeah, I was more seeding because we don't really count the consolation bracket right now. So,
I mean, it's pretty much meaningless. I will say, though, that when you look at the Hall of Records, I do position them by final rank, but I also list the seeding.
It's okay. But I figured this is a bigger fall just because Josh was in 2nd. An award should be a positive thing. This seems rather negative.
We had this.
Of course, you would say, Josh. You realize this award was here last year.
I would say that this is indeed a negative award. Yes, this is not an award.
Well, there's quite a few negative awards coming down the pipe here. Most of them fall on me.
I would say most of our awards are to bring up the awful and trash of our league.
Yes. Well, Josh,
I don't remember. Josh,
you have to by the bylaws of.
They bring it up in the owners' meeting. No negative awards.
No negative awards.
I mean, Josh signed it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he was just the secretary's feeding him papers. He's signing it.
Yeah,
right?
I think so. That's probably.
I don't recall Josh raising anything about this when Jordan was giving us the award last year. You know.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm pretty sure, Josh, you won Mr. Mediocre last year because you were.
No, Rich won.
No, Rich. Josh won just an average guy.
Did you actually get an address to mail those to Rich?
No, but I mailed them to Josh to give to Rich.
Report Josh.
Josh, did that ever make it to Rich? I doubt it.
I'm the only one to win the positive award. 1 winner, 7 losers.
7 losers. Ouch.
Wow.
Well, so this goes to our next award, which is a little bit more positive. The Punisher Award. This is awarded to the person who had scored the most points in the 2023 season. I did only stick to regular season for these awards.
Well, you have to because
of the buys.
He played less games, but I will say, officially. In the full season, Jordan got it because of an extra game, but Alex still won the average score per game. I would be on board with that.
But
also, I did mention this on Discord, but it bears repeating. This is the first time that someone other than Sam or me has had the most points scored.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
I got second.
This is in the Yahoo era, correct?
Yahoo era, yeah, Yahoo era. Because the most points in 2017 was you.
Really?
On your championship year that year. And the most points in 2016 was David.
Oh, yeah, the unknown David.
Didi's
Dynasty.
Yep.
Don't know who that David was. And this is not being facetious for, Alex, who can't read the sarcasm. Was another person in the league named David. We do not know who that was.
We'd like to get him this Punisher's award, but we cannot.
So you are the Punisher. Congrats.
Congratulations. That is an award.
I don't know if that's something that like you want to take credit for, but
of course you want to take credit for being the punishment.
Yeah. And then going
Alex also won the best. He also scored the most points on average in the playoffs also. So he just kind of swept it the whole year.
You crushed it, Alex. You didn't win, but you crushed it. So the next award goes to the person who actually has the most points against. So the person that had the most points scored against them. So this one is a surprise. And I mean, I think, Chuck, you already kind of alluded to this in Discord, but it was actually kind of a surprise. Jordan won the Punished Award, barely outbeat Kara.
Yep.
Again, regular season, 1,675.75 points. I think Kara had 1,669.
Very close.
So 6
this
points.
This is the first time that the person who had the most points against won the championship, which is, I mean, we mentioned it a lot during the regular season. He was doing well and was extremely unlucky.
Yeah.
Honestly, with Alex's schedule, he probably has 12 wins.
Yeah.
In the regular season or something to that effect. Let me look here. Most points against. He obviously also got it for the full season because he played the extra game, but he also still won the average. 119.7 points per game on average against. That's hard to overcome.
Yeah.
So to have that championship on there is saying something.
Yeah, that's
like having to play the 49ers every week.
Yep. Yeah, he was struggling. So to overcome that and will yourself a championship, Jordan, congratulations. So the next one.
Well, as we know, he needs to thank Kara for tanking.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, next one is performance problems. This goes to the player who scored the fewest points, or not the player, the owner, the team that scored the fewest points in a single week. That week was week 14. It wouldn't be me if it hadn't been for week 14. But the performance problems award goes to the, I guess, ironically named McRibbed for her pleasure. And I unhappily take this award.
Yeah. You did, even with the last game, you still won the least points for.
Yes, the least. This is not least points for. This is the fewest points scored in a single week, though.
Oh, this was fewest in a single week. You're 64.4. Yes.
Yep.
That was a terrific week. That is a tough score to get.
I hope we're not having connection problems. It does not look like there's any connection problems.
That is a tough score to get. What's the overall record? I think it's 49.
The ribs did not work. No, they did not.
Not much pleasure. Least in a single game is 46 points. We're a long ways off from that.
I am, but that was, again, a different league. It was a different time.
It was. That's rough. Getting below 70 is hard to do. So
it was. I mean, Josh had 69 point something, and so I literally.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you the 3 lowest scoring weeks. Let me see here. Where did I put that number? Least in a single game was you with 64. The second least was the Fergals with 68. And then third was the Jackals at 69.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway, the next
counterpoint to this one.
The next one is the Juggernaut. Yeah, I actually didn't. The person who scored the most. Do you know who scored the most points? I don't have that award.
In one game?
Yeah.
Oh, Sam. You got the 158.
Well, congrats, Sam. Sorry, I don't have your thing ready.
Sam ripped off the 158.75 in week 4, and it held the whole way.
Oh man,
The next closest was the Blue Golds with a 154.73. And then third was the Destroyers with a 154.49.
Well, congrats, Sam.
Yes. And honestly, that's got to be one of the lowest, highest scores.
Yeah, again, these if you looked at when I looked at individual players, like the high score of individual players, we're like 50 points off from last year.
Yeah, points were definitely down this year.
Yeah, offenses struggled to score points. Didn't help that the commissioner tinkered with the quarterback rules. So
always tinkering. Yeah, the last 2 years, the high score was 195 and 183.
I don't know what the come on man means, Sammy boy, but
maybe he wanted to get second and third also.
Apparently.
That's a good goal.
Or maybe he's disappointed that he had the highest score yet came in 5th place. Or because I didn't create a
oh yeah. He'll get you one. It'll be in the mail.
Anyway, the next one is the Juggernaut Award. This goes to the person who had the longest win streak in the 2023 season. This technically was shared by 2 people. I am giving the award to the person who had it most recently, which is Todd Keller and the New London Blue Golds, because apparently he changed his name to Blue Golds.
This was a year of changing names, I'll tell you that.
So I gave him the most recent name. But yes, he had 6 games leading up until his final loss in the championship.
Congratulations.
So he got hot at the end there.
I can confirm now, in the Yahoo era, this is the lowest high score.
That's pretty crazy.
Also, it is Sam's 3rd time having the highest score in a single game for a year.
We still want the pigskins.
Oh, that's going to be my name next year. My name will be the Pigskin Prognosticators.
You can do it, man.
It's not a good throwback because it's my actual name.
Yeah. So would your theme then be like you're just doing the P alliterations? So it'll be Poning Polecats,
Like that.
Poning Puffins, Pigskin Prognosticators.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. So congratulations.
Yeah, the Juggernaut's a good award.
Todd. Juggernauts. Maybe you'll be the New London Juggernauts next year.
If he would have won the championship, he would have had an opportunity to finally top your record streak for the longest win streak.
Which is 7?
9.
Oh, sorry. Who was the other longest, Alex? You were, actually. You were the longest. You were the other longest streak. I can't remember.
Did it too soon. Yeah, peaked too soon.
This episode is brought to you by the letter P. Yeah. So, yep. Alex, you technically won the award as well. I'm not giving you. You can win it in your heart, though.
It is written in the record books, though, which I will share the link to.
The next award I have is My Player Could Beat Your Player. Carol won this last year with Patrick Mahomes, scoring like 400 and...
What is this, the highest scoring player?
418 points. Yep, highest scoring player on your team. And I tried to make sure this hasn't been a problem yet, but I want it to be somebody who's been on your team for a long period of time. Not like, oh, I picked up Justin Jefferson on the bench because some ding-dong dropped him.
Well, he was not a high-scoring player anyway.
But he wasn't a high-scoring player. Anyway, this goes to the Stoppable Nincompoops, who had the highest overall scoring player, which actually kind of surprised me. Josh Allen.
He edged out McCaffrey, didn't he?
He did edge just barely. Just barely.
Take that back. You don't want this award, Sam?
Oh, I think he meant about dropping because I called him
the Jefferson? Yeah. Well, that could certainly be an award for the most boneheaded move of the year.
Was trying to be a little nice. And these again, not all like terrible, more like,
Honestly, so far the only negative award seems to have gone to Josh. I'm sensing that
and me.
you could have given Josh an award called the Dave Will Never Pick You award.
Performance problems.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. I will never pick you. I am a nincompoop. We prefer ninnies. If you wanted to change your last name of your team to the Ninnies next year, I would be all for it. I enjoyed the Ninnies.
I mean, we can always call them the Ninnies.
The Ninnies. I know, but
I'm a nincompoop feels like the first 3 words of their victory song.
Nincompoop.
I'm a nincompoop.
Anyway, the congratulations, Sam. And this happened to also be his keeper. So Josh Allen, his keeper, also the top scoring player. Congrats. The next one is the day trader. I had to add this award. Person who made the most trades. The savant of the trading board, or the trade block, the genius.
The guy pulling the strings
of the moves goes to me. I get a positive award. I made 3 trades this year. Actually, just snuck out on Todd Keller, who made 2. Actually, Jordan made 2 as well. Kara made 1, and nobody else made any. Josh and Chuck were thinking about making 1, but that never ended up.
There should be an award called the I'll Get Back to You Soon, and we'll give that to Josh.
That's the
this is given to someone who just never responds about a trade proposal.
that's coming up, yeah. Yeah.
It looks like Josh left us after the negative award.
I know. It seems like it. Either that or he just got like overwhelmed by the amount of he brought to you like by the letter P. Isn't it non-stoppable?
Oh,
it was non-stoppable nincompoops, Josh, but it was he changed his names to the stoppable nincompoops. Kind of this reverse psychology, hoping to trick teams into playing them weak, but it didn't work. So our next award is the If You Can't Beat 'Em, Pick 'Em. Goes to the winner of the MFFGA FFL Pick'ems with 36 points. Technically tied, but given to Charles Calabria of the Poning Polecats. So Josh and you, what's that?
The Poning Pickers.
The Poning Pickers. Ooh. So Josh and Chuck were both tied. At 36 points. I did give this to Chuck simply because he played every week. Josh, you missed that 1 week. So I apologize that you missed out. Give me a break. That's frustrating. I know. It's tough. Life's tough, man. I'm sorry.
Hey, I haven't. This is the first certificate I've gotten.
This is the first certificate he's gotten. So, you've gotten 2. 1, Josh, already. Sorry, not 2. You've gotten 1. Yeah, it's not like a huge award, but you got 1. But there's always next year. We're gonna do pick'ems.
Maybe Sam will drop a couple picks in next year.
Josh totally could have won if he didn't miss the week. This should go to him. Sorry, babe. I get the philosophy behind that, but then you could give it to Sam because Sam could have, 100 points because he never picked a single one. So
in his heart, he got them all right.
What's pick'ems? Oh, Sam.
This will be explained later.
This will be explained later. Oh yeah, that's true. Dave just couldn't pick him. That is true, Josh. I can't pick you, even for the winner. If it comes down to it, I gotta pick against you. That's funny. So congrats, Chuck. Dave is like Bernie Sanders when it comes to giving out awards. I'm curious where that what that reference is. I'm seriously upset, Dave.
The pick'em, Sam, was we all every week picked who we thought was going to win each match, and the person who had the most correct picks would be the winner.
Josh, you're gonna probably win the NFL Pick'ems award. So
hey, I took the lead this last week.
Did you really?
I did.
Josh, you gotta get on there. I gave up at week 4, so
that was sad. All right, what's the next award?
Next award. So these are the last 3 awards I'm giving out. They're not really awards as more of the, sort of, they're still awards, but they're not like best of this, best of that kind of stuff.
They're lifetime awards.
They're lifetime awards. So the next one is the Wandering Spirit award. I'll just read the description of the award. Some souls are cursed to wander aimlessly, not understanding how Discord, fantasy football, and Excel spreadsheets work. And Sam, was it a QB? Sam, you've just perfect timing here, man. Sam Spencer with the Stoppable Nincompoops wins the Wandering Spirit.
You keep dropping top flight players because you didn't want them on IR anymore.
I mainly came up with the Wandering Spirit award because he is so in and out of Discord that he's a ghost. He's a spirit. He's a wisp. He's an idea of a person.
Less so than Rich, though, because we do know he's a real person.
We do know he's a real, but he's he's an idea, and sometimes comes just to veto trades.
But but you can never underestimate him. You can, like, no year can you play the Nincompoops and be like, I got this in the bag.
Yeah.
Because he may just accidentally pick up the next Christian McCaffrey.
It's true. It's true.
That's an honor of an award there, Sam. Congratulations. Keep beating you.
The next award goes to our wonderful commissioner. Grand Emperor. It is the I Am the Senate award. Goes to Josh Keller of the Tharsis Jackals. And the description is, did you ever hear the tragedy of Commissioner Dave the Wise? I wanted to write out this whole story. Chuck, you're muted, I think. There you go. I hear you. Nope, now I don't hear you.
How about now?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, still getting used to this mic.
Yeah.
What were you saying? On the back, I was saying.
What's that?
You can write out the whole thing on the back.
Yeah. But yes, the award goes to our great commissioner. This is a commissioner's award. Very positive award, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
We do joke about you being the emperor and supreme chancellor, but you keep the league running. You get it started every year. Cheers to the commish.
For pushing open when Yahoo sends you an email.
Yes. You'd be surprised at how difficult that is, because you guys used to bug me about that like 17 times. When I was...
To be fair, the only way to get communication with you is to bug you 17 times.
That is true. Coolest award so far. And then the last award goes out. Ooh, wow, we got 7 viewers. The last award goes to is called the All Cried Out Award. The All Cried Out Award, I think we all know where this is going. Owner who played the most throughout the 2023 season. Congratulations, Alex. And the Doge Destroyers.
Absolutely full of complaining. Absolutely.
I'll probably have to write it on the back of like all of the big complaints, the Yahoo ESPN complaint, the trade complaints of various stages.
You could also very easily.
I'm almost positive he vetoed every trade that went through, even the Harrison Butker for Tyler Lockett trade, which was pretty harmless.
You could very easily have given him the Psych Award as well.
The Psych Award?
Which began with the 30-round draft.
Oh, yeah.
And ended with Dave searching for bowling machines in Uruguay.
Yeah. I forgot. There is one last, I apologize. There is one last award that I have to give out. This goes to the hang on one second. I'll close this. This goes to where am I looking here? I need to figure out how to share my screen. This goes to the best fantasy football platform. As we all know, there is a single great fantasy football app and platform. And there really is only one. Mm-hmm. And so we just wanted to give it its a fair shake. So the best fantasy football platform award goes to ESPN. No application can compare. You are the best application that we don't use. So, I
mean, I've only ever heard very positive things about its app.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. I believe that. I mean, you can look at what each player has had for their last meal, even on that, which can come in handy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because you want to know if they had.
You don't want the guy that just had the double extra large burrito.
Yeah, if he's got the double extra bean burrito, you want high roughage. You want good like protein. All that good stuff. You
want the. What are those bars? What are those bars called that people eat? They got the hiker on them or whatever.
Cliff bars.
Cliff
Tons
bar.
of Cliff
you want
bars.
the guy that eat the Cliff
I want to see somebody who's blended 17 Cliff bars with 13 eggs.
Yes.
Drink it straight like a shit.
That's what you need. Is there an award for the best fantasy football podcast?
Well, I appreciate it, Jordan.
I don't think he was giving it to us.
I mean, I'd assume.
I mean, there's no question. Really. We have like 5 followers. I don't know how much better it could get.
Well, those are the awards. Again, I'll mail them out. I'll probably ask for some addresses. I have some of yours, not all of them. So hopefully.
Well, while we're talking about end of year, just because it's kind of still in the vein here, so I kind of want to just talk about it. I'm going to skip ahead to records broken this year in our league. Just because it kind of fits with the awards. This was actually a very low year for records broken. It was a very, very average year all around for scoring and being scored against and all kinds of things. So they're really not like last year when things were getting blown out of the water. So the commissioner did a good job of changing scoring rules enough to keep that. But here's the few things. First of all, there were 2 records that were tied. First one is most field goals in a game, which was previously held solely by me in 2022 at 6. Dave this very last week when you scored 142, you got 6 field goals scored in that.
Woohoo!
You now hold that record with me for the most field goals in a single game.
Nice.
So it doesn't get much better than that top of the mountain right there.
So I guess it wasn't a total bust for that last.
No, you were not. No, you were not. Most field goals in a year had been held by Todd. Back in 2021, he got 34 field goals, but Jordan matched him this year at 34 field goals overall. So then we had most season points from waivers, and I'm sure you can guess who's getting this one.
Alex.
Yep. Alex got 846.95 points from waivers, beating the previous record of 641.
Wow.
Which was
considering this was a lower scoring season, that's impressive.
Because almost most of his team was waivers by the end, so he was getting all points. But you were the previous record holder in 2020.
Really?
Yep. Smallest average loss. The Blue Golds did it with an average loss of only by 12.5 points.
Wow.
And that topped Kara, who did it earlier in 2020. She had 15.8. So he takes that. Most wins against another owner. This is not a new record, but if you put everybody against everybody else all time, who has the most wins against one other person? It's me. I've got 11 wins over Todd.
Wow.
And then the lowest scoring top pick ever with Justin Jefferson getting only 121.6 points on the year.
That's the lowest?
That's the lowest scoring top picks in the Yahoo era.
Wow.
For us, which makes sense. He got injured. The top pick hasn't been.
It's still
even last year when he kind of struggled with Taylor, he did better than that.
Yeah.
I mean, if I remember correctly, our Mr. Irrelevant this year was one of the best Mr. Irrelevants. If I remember correctly.
I remember seeing this.
I think I put it on the Discord.
It was my kicker, wasn't it?
It was a kicker. It was Jason Sanders. You drafted him, but I actually ended up with him in the end. Kind of bounced around a little bit. If we look at all-time playing each other, the most anybody could have played anybody else in the Yahoo era is 20 times. That's if you played twice a year plus 3 times a year, those 2 others, and you always hit them in the playoffs. That'd be the most that you could play someone. And the highest meeting rate is you and Kara, who have played 18 times.
That's actually, wow.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
And Kara has the edge 10-8 on that one.
That makes sense.
The next closest is Chuck and Jordan, Chuck and Todd, Josh and Jordan, and Josh and Sam have all played 16 times against them. The least amount of times, and the minimum could possibly would be 12, and that's if you've never met in the postseason. It's actually a tie. Kara and Josh have only played each other 12 times, with Kara leading 8-4, and me and you have only played each other 12 times.
Wow.
Because we have yet to meet in the playoffs, in the postseason at all.
Man!
I know.
It's got to change.
Got to change at some point, but it's like
Chuck&DavePod Super Bowl. Josh, make it happen. Make it happen.
But I think every time
tonight,
if you've been in the top 4, I've been in the bottom 4, and vice versa. It's just never. It's just
Josh,
never...
if you allow Chuck and I to
be in the championship
next year, I will allow you to make yourself the champion 2 years in a row.
So here are all the combinations that have never met in the playoffs. Me and you, Todd and Sam have never played postseason. Josh and Kara have never met. Sam and you have never met postseason. And Jordan and Kara. So that's and obviously a lot of people haven't played Alex. I didn't put him in there.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
Is kind of where he is with things. But yeah, that's what I have for my records.
Wow.
So how about we review best and worst draft picks?
Sure thing.
So I was thinking we just look at the first 3 rounds.
Sure.
I appreciate that, Jordan. He votes me for the best.
Can we do an XFL fantasy league? Alex, I have thought about this.
Why would you want to jump into another league right now?
I have thought about this. And you need to focus on Iron Boots Deep Dive, so I don't know if I want you. It's technically not the XFL now. It's the UFL. No, it's the UFL.
Should be the UXL.
United Football League.
That would be so hard to pick because everybody on there is really a nobody.
It's true.
All right, so if we're looking at round 1, I don't know if you pulled your draft up yet.
I got it.
Round 1, what do you think? Best first round pick?
Christian McCaffrey. Tyreek's a good one too.
I put Christian McCaffrey at number 2 as probably the best.
Yeah.
He did better overall. I mean, Tyreek would be second. But I think there's really no. But if you look at it, it was a pretty poor first round pick overall. First round. For worst, I put Bijan Robinson 7th overall. But you could
that was a risk. Josh definitely reached, and he got bid on that one.
You could also strong argument for Eckler at number 3.
I will say Bijan is talented, and he was probably worth a top pick. Unfortunately, he went to the wrong team. Yeah. Not Josh. He went to the Atlanta Falcons, which was a horrible.
Well, you know what? Whoever gets to be the new coach of the Falcons will have a very lightly used second-year running back.
Very lightly used.
They always talk about all the tread being worn off on them for that. So, yeah, I think that one's pretty easy going. But, I mean, obviously Jefferson didn't work out. Eckler didn't really work out. Chubb got injured early. Diggs got injured. Bijan wasn't used. Kelsey fell off the face of the earth. Pretty underwhelming first round we ended up with.
Yeah.
How about round 2? Starts to get a little bit trickier.
Does. You want best?
We'll do best. I went with St. Brown. I think St. Brown at number 14 overall was probably the single biggest mover on that set of 8 players there.
Yeah. Devontae should have been, but
he certainly. I mean, all of them should have been. Wilson should have been. Barkley, Henry, Pollard, and Pollard was pretty strong. I'd say Pollard was probably second.
Yep. Waddle was good, but he was inconsistent.
Yep.
Josh had him, and you got some use out of him.
Brown was pretty good, but I don't think he was number 9 overall good.
No.
For that, and then the worst.
Garrett Wilson. That was a horrible.
I put Wilson at number 11 and Adams at number 10. Now, Adams did bounce back at the end after they got rid of Gronk.
Helped him a lot.
Did help him win, but so I'd probably put Wilson as the worst one. But
yeah.
Well, I should put a caveat. Wilson went in your active roster. If he was on your bench, he did well.
That is true. Wilson on my active roster was a horrible option.
And how about third round?
Third round. Well, I think that's pretty clear. I would say ETN is the best pick up there.
Yeah, I put that down. ETN, 20 overall, third round. You got way better than third round value out of him.
Cooper Kupp should have done well. He struggled, unfortunately, for Josh. Josh Jacobs was okay, but very underutilized. I said
Harris, number 24, was probably one of the worst picks there. I never even started the guy. At the very end of the season, he started to score again, but I dropped him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Higgins, I put as a big bust in that round 3.
Yeah, T. Higgins. I mean, he sat on Kara's bench even when, like, he wasn't even getting thrown to even when Chase was down.
Oh, Chase. Yeah, that's true.
Chase went down, and T. Higgins didn't score any more points. Yeah, Saquon was pretty consistent with you, Alex. We're not saying that. I mean,
we're not saying he was bad, but he wasn't as team changing as St. Brown was. Which maybe if you would have tried.
I will say, Alex, looking at your draft, You had a pretty good draft. Tyreek, Saquon, ETN.
Which is very surprising.
Solid three.
Scoring the most
Solid three.
on the waivers.
Solid 3.
So then if we look at anything round 7 and back, anybody pop out to you as just like the best late round draft? Or maybe round 10 and back.
It's not keepers, obviously.
Yeah, I'm not counting keepers.
James Conner was a bust. He was so injured.
I put I said possibly Rashad White.
Rashad White was a really good pickup.
I drafted him and then dropped him after 3 weeks because I thought he wasn't any good. And then he sat on Jordan's bench most of the rest of the year, regularly scoring 20 points.
Yeah. David Montgomery in round 10 was pretty good, at least in the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm. Alvin Kamara out of round 10 as a good pickup. Obviously, I picked him up there because he was suspended for the first 4 games. He ended up having a really solid body, but towards the end of the year, just the Saints weren't doing as good anymore. And he went down a little bit, but I thought he was a potential candidate there. Otherwise, Swift in round 11.
It's kind of weird to think,
or 12. Round 12.
It's just kind of weird. I'm not seeing any of the breakouts that we saw where we were like, oh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Zay Flowers, round 15.
Yeah, that was a really good pick late.
That was a really good cheap pick.
He wasn't super consistent. You wouldn't know what weeks he'd be popping up these numbers, but he definitely, especially as the year went on, he got much better.
Yeah. Other than that,
Baltimore defense. All right, so keepers. Here's how everybody's keepers finished up. Josh kept Kenneth Walker at number 111, and he finished 21st out of all running backs.
That's really good.
And he got him. What round was that? It was really late. It was like
14.
round
14.
So I think he got a real good return. Damian Pierce picked at number 107, finished 47th in running backs.
That seems high to me. 47.
That's where he finished. I mean, that's well into your backup running backs.
Yeah, I mean, he basically got benched.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they got another guy that started really doing well for him. Alex CeeDee Lamb at number 92 was the first ranked wide receiver, I think. I guess I checked before week 18 was done.
That's crazy, though. He would have still, even with week
would have been second at worst, yeah. I picked Jalen Hurts, number 72. He was the second rated quarterback. I'm not sure. I still feel like I probably should have kept St. Brown. I regret that, but I don't think it was a bad choice, especially early in the year. Hurts definitely helped me get a lot of wins. Sam took Josh Allen in round 9. He was the first rated quarterback, of course. Here's probably the best keeper. Jordan took Aaron Rodgers.
Oof. That was a killer keeper.
Number 58 overall, and I didn't even rank him in quarterbacks because he scored points. Carrot took Patrick Mahomes, number 46. He did finish 7th in quarterbacks. Probably the worst he's done, honestly. And then Todd with Jamar Chase, number 85, 9th ranked wide receiver.
It's not terrible.
So I don't know. CeeDee Lamb might be the best keeper.
Alex has got definitely wins keeper of the year.
And then, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, obviously, but he got hurt. So if we took out the injury, we'd have to go with Damian Pierce as the worst.
Yeah.
The worst keeper there. And honestly, I mean, that just speaks again. Jordan had the hardest schedule. He had a complete whiff at his keeper. And he still got the championship.
Yep.
That just tells you, boys and girls, if you find people who are down and steal their good things, you also can win the championship.
The more you know.
I just still love that he will not have a first-round pick for a player that he wasn't even using.
Yeah.
At the end. All right, I think that leaves us with a little bit of a look to next year.
Yep.
Obviously, we've got the owner meeting coming up. We'll see what kind of ideas get brought up for that. I don't know. What do you think about the ideas for different schedules that I put out there?
I did actually kind of like the idea of like, I don't like the idea of like having divisions or conferences in like a structured way, because it does create that like, well, the winner of every conference. Well, what if you have a really bad conference and a really good conference? That means like, might be some very good teams that don't even make the playoffs. And I mean, that's more NFL like. I get it. Like I do have a kind of, I like to keep our rules as like close to the real NFL as possible, at least in like the way we like kind of use our rules. It's always fun.
Well, and now that if we stick with the 6-team playoffs, even in a division setting, you're probably not going to have a worthy team end up in dead last.
No.
Unless you ended up with like you and Kara were both in the same division. So one of you just had to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Somebody else was good and had to be out of the playoffs.
But I do like your idea of like just changing the schedules, kind of like how the NFL does it, where you're going to play the better teams more and the worst. You're going to play the teams that are closer to you from the season before more. So like the top 4 teams are going to play each other more than the bottom 4 teams.
I think I like
that.
I put all of the final matchups happen 3 times next year. And then the person opposite of you play only once. That was my first proposal.
I do like that.
So you and Kara would play each other 3 times, and you would only play Todd once. Because
are you scared that might mess up the records?
I don't think it would, because who you play against a given week is random anyway. And really, it is what it is.
Well, I'm just thinking of like head-to-head records and stuff like that.
Oh, I mean, it's already thrown off. We had those 2 years where people played each other 3 times. So I think it's kind of cool that some teams ended up playing more than others too. I think it's kind of a neat thing to be in there. The other one was to divide the top 4 and bottom 4 and have them play within their own group 3 times and then someone else. Good night, Sam.
Good night, Sam. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations on your awards.
I do like the idea of kind of mixing it up. I started thinking of this last year, and I think I proposed it and nobody said anything about it, so we just went with random. But I think it's kind of cool to shake things up a little bit. And I like the idea of there being, maybe you and Kara play in week 7, then you play again right away in week 9.
Yeah.
I like that idea of like, because sometimes the Packers played the Bears in week 1 and 18 this year. Sometimes you get that. Sometimes you end up with like twice in 3 weeks.
I would like at least our schedules to be a little bit more varied in the fact that it's just more random, because right now it's like you play the same teams in sequence and then the week starts over and you play the same weeks.
It's the same teams in sequence.
So it's always a nice little change up.
All right, so if we're looking at the teams that were left this year, just got wrenched you some picks of keepers.
Oh yeah.
Get back to my.
Just want to run down the players.
Yeah, let's start with Appalachian.
Start with Appalachian. Keepers.
Now he can't keep anybody who would be a first or second round.
So Christian McCaffrey's out. We still have yet to officialize the rules for trades. So I don't know.
Everyone seemed to be on board that a trade would keep its original draft value, I think.
Yeah, so I don't know where Amon-Ra. Well, I guess Amon-Ra with St. Brown would be in the second, so you can't keep Amon-Ra. Austin Eckler, you couldn't keep Austin Eckler then either.
I don't know that he'd want to.
No.
And then, I don't know. I mean, Rashad White, he could get for a pretty good pick.
That might be his best pick.
George Kittle would be available.
Yeah.
If he wanted to go with Aaron Jones or Amari Cooper. But, yeah, it does kind of weed him down quite a bit there.
Yeah. He's gonna have a difficult choice. I think
He doesn't
Rashad
have
White-
a super strong looking one there. Rashad White, you think?
it's probably his best bet.
That would be for a 14th rounder. So and he
Yeah,
has multiple 14th rounders.
that is true. He has multiple 14. Oh my gosh.
He'll be sucking up the end of the draft there, man. He'll just be taking all the players that were left. All right.
So we'll just go run down the blue golds next.
Obviously, you could keep doing Chase, and he would still be good value. Kyron Williams, though, would be for the 14th round.
I think that's almost a like
You gotta
must.
do it.
You gotta do it.
Pollard would be a reach at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably his best guy.
He may take Jordan Love though. I could see him doing it just because my dad's
Love, I don't think, did he?
No, he'd be a 14.
Just keep Love for 14. I mean, that'd be pretty good value. Jordan turned into a pretty good fantasy quarterback.
I know. But I could see him getting lured into that just simply because, although I did have a conversation with my dad recently, and he said he was listening to a podcast about fantasy football, and they said, if you're in a keeper league, you should absolutely never take a quarterback.
I think I would have. I debated strongly on it, but even though Jalen Hurts got second-ranked quarterback,
Man,
so many of the quarterbacks just end up being so close together that you could get later.
like even getting them in the low rounds, it's almost not worth it because it's like it'd be more worth it to get a high point scorer, even for a higher pick.
Mm-hmm. So my guess, what round would Chase be going for now?
Look.
I think
Chase is
10th round pick. That's hard to pass up.
Yeah. It'd be tough. I
You got a
mean,
couple choices there.
yeah, you got a couple. He's got a couple.
All right. How about the Destroyers?
Destroyers, man, they got their. I think he's going with CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, I mean, CeeDee Lamb would still be pretty late.
Still
Round.
round 11 for CeeDee Lamb. I think that's a no-brainer.
But he's also picked guys up. He could take ETN for a second. That's probably high for a keeper. Laporta he could take for a 14th. That might be great for depending on if he's back in turn. Well, he'll be back.
Yeah. Justin Fields, man.
Yeah, or the Bears defense.
I mean, he does have Mark Andrews still in IR. I don't know where he drafted Mark Andrews.
It'd be tough to take Mark Andrews anymore.
Yeah,
Jerome Ford, he could. I don't know if Jerome Ford will get kicked out for Chubb again, but
yeah. I mean, I think your best bet, your
Probably
safest bet,
sticking
your
with
safest bet is CeeDee Lamb because CeeDee Lamb for an 11th is like
a steal.
crazy. He'll go in the first.
All right, the Polecats.
Polecats.
I have been stashing some players. I kept Tank Dell, thinking maybe he'd be a good 14th rounder. I picked up Joe Burrow in case I wanted to make him a 14th rounder. Same thing with Hawkinson, though I doubt he'll be worth it.
Yeah.
Nakua and Rice could both be 14th rounders. So I've got some options for some real good base level value.
Jaden Reed.
Yeah, Jaden Reed, too. He's become real hot.
Yeah.
At the end, all of those guys would be 14th pick rounders.
Yeah.
So I think I've got a lot to pick from there. None of them are like, oh my gosh, you're getting this projected first round pick, probably, but there's value there.
I would avoid Jalen Hurts again.
Yeah, it would be a 9th round pick, I think, if I took him. So.
Which is like right where you probably.
No, it'd be an 8th. It'd be an 8th round pick if I did.
Which is almost where you could probably pick him up if you didn't keep him.
Yeah. There's no point in keeping him next year. Also, while I'm looking, just a reminder, I finished platinum this year.
You did finish platinum.
Barely. 809 points.
Is 800 platinum?
It is the cutoff. All right, the stoppable nincompoops. Obviously, you could keep rocking Josh Allen.
It's a good pick. Yeah, but again, that's like, could you get Josh Allen in 7 or 8 already?
Mm-hmm.
Justin Jefferson would have been good, but no, actually, he's a first-round pick, so he wouldn't have been able to keep him anyways. David Montgomery for a 9th, although do you feel like they're going to possibly shift their gaze more towards
he'd be a hard one to go for.
Amir Gibbs.
Sam Howell.
Sam Howell.
He'll get himself on a nice team, have a good bounce back.
These are actually really difficult. There's no clear ones. And I guess these are going to change because players may get
yeah, I mean, you'll be looking at it. It's possible that Drake London could be good value with a new coach.
Yep.
Depending on how quarterback works out for the Falcons.
Yep.
And Ridley should be pretty good, right?
Should be.
I don't know what round he'd be, but
he's the one that has been out for a year, right?
Well, he'd be taking him for a 3rd rounder, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna have some tough choices there.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
When did you take AJ Brown? Oh, that'd be a 1st-round pick.
No, I don't take AJ Brown for 1st round. It's not worth it.
All right, Jackals.
Versus Jackals.
Got Achan.
Yeah.
Who I think would be a 14th round, right?
Yep. I mean,
I did hear he's going to try to lobby to change the rules so he can keep Robinson. Walker. He could keep Roland Walker for a 13th round.
Roland Walker.
Walker? Rolling with Walker.
Oh, rolling with Walker. Yeah. I see kept Justin Herbert. That's a possibility. Could do
probably the best, although running backs are hard to tell like that from year to year, especially when they've only had one breakout year.
The rookie running back is it's a little bit of a siren's call though. Are you gonna get Dash on the rocks with Dameon Pierce, or is he gonna have a breakout another 2nd good year?
I mean, it depends. I don't know if Mostert's in a contract year or anything or whatever his.
The nice thing about it is it's a Dolphin. They're very explosive, fast offense. They're probably going to continue to be an explosive, fast offense.
Yeah, I would think he'd be a pretty solid choice for around 14.
Yep, that's true.
All right, Dave.
I think you know where I'm going.
Jared Goff.
Come on, man. Justin Jefferson, baby.
Justin Jefferson for round 4.
There's no question in my mind. I can't even.
Right there is singularly the reason why somebody might try to change the whole all free agent pickups around 14 rule.
I can see that
because it as much as I think it's awesome, and I wanted to get him for the exact same reason, it just almost feels broken if someone is idiotic enough to drop a hot player.
Sorry, Sam.
That somebody who just happens to be higher in the waiver priorities can have a top flight 1st-round pedigree for one of the massively late rounds. I don't know.
Dave should be barred from keeping him. I know you believe so, Alex.
But I also feel like if we change that rule, you grandfathered out of it because you made that move with the understanding.
Agreed. I mean, I'm okay to change it. I don't think that they should keep their draft spot, though, because what if you do, that just seems so broken, because then there's going to be, I think it goes broken in the other way, because then there is going to be no way that, the only, I guess, bargain keepers are going to be rookies.
Well, no, because there's always a handful that get picked up, like Kyron Williams or whatever.
Your breakouts.
Puka Nacua and things like that.
Puka Nacua is rookie.
Well, he was, but nobody drafted him.
No, I know that's basically all your bargain pickups then are going to be where.
Well, I mean, I don't know how did Rich get CeeDee Lamb so low?
It must have been a drop in pickup.
We'll have to go back and investigate that.
Investigate how they got that, how he got that. It must have been a drop because was CD injured for a while?
I don't know. I'm curious now.
It would have been
2021, right?
I think so. Is that how long he's had him?
Well, because I don't know if he kept him the year before also.
Could have.
I can't remember how I got to my thing.
Double trouble. All transactions. Hurricane Force wins. No, maybe he just drafted him.
Just drafted him that low?
Or would it have been?
Yeah, he was No, he was his keeper already in 2021.
So 2020, he must have
picked him up in 2020.
So that would have been McChicken Run.
All transactions. I don't see him as a transaction.
No, neither do I. Dropped Saquon.
He couldn't have drafted him 15th round, did he?
He did.
He just straight up drafted him in the 15th round.
Was that CeeDee Lamb's rookie year, though?
It must have been. Dang. How did...
Well, yeah, Amari Cooper was in Dallas. You're right.
Apparently, yeah, but still, a lot of times rookie receivers are. I guess Nakua, nobody was telling you to pick up him when you draft.
I mean, it's crazy. You look at that round 15 from 2020, Chuck. CeeDee Lamb, Debo, Samuel,
Dobbins,
J.K. Dobbins,
Bagley, obviously,
of course.
A.J. Dillon, yeah. A lot of defenses. Yeah, that's a pretty stacked 15th round 15 pick 3 years later.
Yeah, man. He lucked out.
Wow.
There's actually a lot of good stuff. DeAndre Swift in round 10. Yeah. Some good stuff at the end there.
Did Cooper get injured that year? So that
Stephon Diggs at 9. Stephon Diggs at 9. That's insane.
Not round 9 or number 9?
Round 9.
Well, and how quickly things go down. Round 1, number
First,
1.
the number 1 pick was Ezekiel Elliott, Devontae Adams, Derrick Henry, Saquon.
Well, Saquon is what started the whole thing because he dropped Saquon. I picked him up and got him for 15th round. That's what was the only other time we've really had a hot player get dropped.
Travis Kelce picked up by the Fighting Fergals in round 3. Such a steal.
That's when she was running everybody from the Chiefs.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're keeping Jefferson, so how about the Fergals? Huh? One more year, Mahomes?
You know, I think it's going to be tempting. I hope she doesn't, though. Please do not pick Mahomes. I think she's going with, though, 100% she is going to probably pick C.J. Stroud.
14th round? Should she, though? She's got Debo. Where would Debo be going?
Original drafts.
He'd be going for round 4.
Yeah, that's so good.
Christian Kirk, when would he be?
I feel like
Kirk would be around 9.
Yeah, all those are better.
Paul would be round 4. I think keeping Breece Hall for round 4 would be pretty good.
Stephon Diggs go.
He was like round 2, wasn't he? No, round 1. He's unkeepable.
I don't see Stephon. Oh yeah, he is unkeepable.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins still out there. She could keep him. You hope he comes back.
I don't know, man. I think Mahomes is worth a 5th.
No way.
I think Hall's, especially if Rodgers is there next year and he's any capably better than Zach Wilson. I think Breece Hall could have a really good year, and so 4th round would be pretty strong there.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee Stroud's going to come back next year and have a hot year. He could very easily have a sophomore slump.
Yeah.
The AFC South will get stronger.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's pretty much the end of our 2023.
Yeah. We've lost almost all of our viewers. I think I alienated Josh because he didn't win the award. And then the rest just peeled off from there.
Well, I mean, we did the most exciting stuff first.
That is true.
That's all they really wanted was the awards.
It is true.
Let them wait.
Well.
So until the next draft.
Yeah, we got draft. Well, we got the owners meeting.
We do. But we won't have a pod again until...
We won't have a pod. Unless there's something really juicy that happens.
I don't know what could. I guess there's something at the owners meeting. Since our entire viewership will be at the owner meetings.
Did I miss your keeper analysis?
You may have missed. We said keep Lamb.
Just keep Lamb, man. There is absolutely no reason you shouldn't keep CeeDee Lamb. He's like round 12.
Yeah.
That's all you'd be losing. It's like no question. You inherited a guy's team who he somehow drafted CeeDee Lamb in the 15th round. No, we didn't skip you. You just were either... Maybe you're playing Wind Waker. Good.
We went down in order.
Wind Waker.
All right, everybody. We'll have a terrific off season.
Yes, you can keep him again, Alex. Yeah. Enjoy. Take a breath. Relax. Release all of your stress. Do tons of research because Chuck's going to come with a book like this to the draft.
Off season, I don't do much. I don't even do much during preseason and stuff. Like a week before the draft, I'll look up like 5 different online draft guides, write them all in, average out their score, and use that as my board.
I mean, that's still a lot of work.
I guess.
That's not like a little amount of work.
I don't trust any one person, so I take like 5 different people's advice and I average them out on a spreadsheet. Dave is just going to be going with the AI. I look forward to eventually being the only person drafting in person.
UFL Fantasy. Well, Alex, if you can find a UFL Fantasy app or something like that, I will join your league.
Oh, ESPN has one for sure. They're the best.
Of course they are. All right, guys.
ESPN will let you go back and play through the 1983 USFL season if you want.
Oh, that'd be good.
And on that note,
guys, we'll see you next year.